Is Jesus the Word referenced in John chapter 1? John 1 verse 1 to 3 says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made." Now the Greek word translated as word here in John chapter 1 is the word logos, and it expresses a divine intention, mind, or purpose. The word logos does not in and of itself denote any personality. Rather, it just signifies the purpose of God. And if we're to apply the meaning of this word to verses 2 and 3, we discover that it's talking about how God from the very beginning created the earth with a plan and purpose in mind. We know from passages like Numbers 14 verse 21 and Habakkuk 2 verse 14 that his plan is to ultimately fill the earth with his glory. In other words, to have a world that manifests his name and character. So from the first few verses of John 1, we can conclude that the word does not directly refer to Christ, but rather God's plan, in which Jesus played an extremely important part. Now you may have asked the question, why then does it refer to the Word made flesh in verse 14? What does that even mean if Jesus isn't the Word? John 1 verse 14 says, "And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory as the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth." In other words, the divine purpose unfolded from the beginning was being fulfilled in the manifestation of God through Jesus Christ. It was the logos or purpose that was with God from the beginning, not Christ. When the word, logos or purpose, was made flesh, as we read in verse 14, then and only then does the word refer to Christ, because Christ was the ultimate fulfillment of God's plan with the earth. He was the word and purpose of God lived out in speech and action, not merely written on scrolls. He was the perfect physical example to those around him and to us of how God wants us to manifest his name and character to fulfill his plan with this earth. So in summary, the word in John 1 simply refers to the purpose and intention God has had with the earth from the very beginning. Part of that plan included the life, death, and resurrection of his Son, who was the perfect physical manifestation of God's character, hence fulfilling the plan of God and called the Word made flesh.